Last night in Mobile, Alabama, Donald Trump was greeted by one of the largest crowds so far in the 2016 presidential race. About 30,000 people came out to hear the Republican candidate speak for more than an hour about the economy and immigration. On the other side of the political spectrum, independent Social Democrat Bernie Sanders is also drawing big crowds. The senator from Vermont is a surprising front runner on the left, pulling ahead of Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton in early polling. Last night, he thanked supporters in South Carolina for being part of a political revolution. A year ago, political pundits probably didn't predict that these two candidates would be the ones gaining remarkable ground. Trump versus Sanders might be an unlikely combination on the ballot, but as RTPoll reports, they're building momentum with more than 400 days left in the race to the White House.
In cities across the U.S., folks camping out for hours.
I have a day off from work, and I said, you know, I'm going to be here at 6:45 a.m. I'm going to shake his hand.
But this is no rock concert. The hype from Los Angeles to Seattle and Chicago is to feel the burn, waiting to hear from Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders.
With the overflow crowd, we have more than 27,000 people.
The 73-year-old independent senator from Vermont has certainly succeeded in mobilizing large numbers. The self-described socialist drawing crowds larger than most other candidates from either party.
I'm excited that he talked to women's issues, talked to issues of people of color and immigration, so forth. So yeah, really touching on the soul of LA.
And touching the soul of this lifelong Republican.
I stayed a Republican, though I kept getting frustrated with the way they were going. A month ago, I switched to Democrat so I could vote for Bernie Sanders.
Senator Bernie Sanders!
An unconventional candidate making surprising gains in what's shaping up to be an unusual presidential race. Sanders inching closer to Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton in the polls. And on the right, there's the unexpected success of Donald Trump.
President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
No one could have guessed he would be sitting at the top of the polls for Republican candidates.
I think we're seeing a lot of people experimenting with other candidates.
He says they've tapped into an angry base on both sides of the political spectrum. Sanders' message targets the middle class, the so-called 99%.
Fraud, dishonesty, arrogance. These are just a few of the adjectives to describe Wall Street.
Sanders almost becomes the Occupy Wall Street candidate that Occupy Wall Street never was able to produce.
The appeal of both Trump and Sanders can be attributed to the growing number of Americans who are fed up with the political establishment.
They're very different people, but both of them are saying to the respective bases of their parties, you don't have to compromise. You don't have to give up what's important to you. Let's go get all of it.
Despite their current popularity, some analysts say it's unlikely these candidates' unorthodox approach will yield the presidential nomination. But they warn so far this campaign has been full of surprises. RTPoll Global News, Washington.